Hi, my name is Wilx, and this is episode 4 of Direwolf20 on 1.12. Today we're going to automate ore gathering with Lens of the Miner, and I'm even going to throw in a basic redstone primer as well. So what am I talking about here? I want to gather my ores automatically now that I've got power. I don't want to have to go out and do all the mining myself. Now my first choice would have been Environmental Tech's Void Miner. But to make the Void Miner, I need at least 50 diamonds to get started. Now, the reason I'm the most interested in that one is they've made it a little bit more of a challenge to go up through the tech levels in Environmental Tech now. You've got to use a Void Miner level 1 to get the parts for a Void Miner level 2, use a level 2 to get the parts for level 3, etc., all the way up through the ranks. And it's not just the Void Miners that I want. Their solar power is very powerful, especially at the higher levels, 2 and up. But 6 and stuff, it's just wild how much power you can get out of these things. So I would like to tech up through that, but I don't have the 50 diamonds to get started on it right now. My next choice would have been the industrial foregoing laser drill, but I need pink slime for that. For me to gather pink slime, I'd rather set up a mob farm, maybe a cursed earth mob farm, and get it that way. But for that, I've got to go to the nether and kill some wither skeletons and such. So that's a little bit further down the road, not too far down, probably next couple of episodes. Other possibilities would have been the Axie Edition's Vertical Digger or the RF Tools Builder Quarry. Both of those must be moved on a regular basis. They're not stationary. And to do that, to use either of those, I would want a power cell to supply the power, and an ender chest to bring back the ores that they gather. And to make the ender chest, I need blaze rods, and again, we're off to the nether to get that stuff. So I decided I can make everything to do with the atomic reconstructor and the lens of the miner right now, and we would go that route. And even though it takes 60,000, actually probably more like 61,000 RF for each ore it creates, I'm producing plenty here at 1,100 a tick, right? So let's get started on this thing. First off, the atomic reconstructor. I already had the iron casings from the villages. I have lots of them actually. And just a plain lens, uses the black quartz, the mine. And the plain lens goes in here, and we get lens of the miner. So it does take, a diamond, an emerald, some other quartz, etc. I've already made 2 of these, but we need some basic coils to make a couple of things. And so one goes in here, and we've got ourselves an auto breaker. One goes in here, and we got an auto placer. And an igneous extruder to create our stone. And another sink. And RF Tools machine frame. Take a machine frame and put it in here, and we get an RF monitor. We're going to use the RF monitor to determine how much power happens to be in the atomic reconstructor, so we know whether to send a pulse or not. And we're going to make a machine base. Put the machine base in here, and we get a sequencer. That's going to send the actual pulses once it gets a reading from that. And a redstone repeater to have a little gap before the auto breaker kicks in. Now, the RF monitor, the sequencer, and the redstone repeater, I wouldn't have needed any one of those 3 or any of the other redstone circuitry I'm going to be setting up if we had Super Circuit Maker in the pack. And we're probably going to be getting it sometime really soon, like maybe in the next month, or tomorrow for that matter. And I considered waiting, but no, we'll do it this way for now, what I consider the hard way, because other people won't have that one, won't have Super Circuit Maker anyways. I'm going to want a couple more small storage crates. We already had the wood casings, but I've run out of small storage crates, so I have to make a few more of those. And powered furnace. I actually wanted to use a resourceful furnace from Industrial Foregoing, because that would have given us the essence that we could use for other things. But to make that, I need plastics, and I haven't set up my plastic processing yet. So we'll just use this thing for now. We'll probably switch it later. All right, let's go get this set up. Oh, and I'm going to take this with me. Now I'm going to put it all the way out here at sort of the end of the power line. The reason I'm doing it that way is because I want this to be the last thing on the line. See, it's sort of, I'll put all my other machines running down here. Oh, actually, you don't need to be using a power. Where is some redstone torches? Click on there, and that's set at the pulse mode. So right-click it, sets it to pulse mode. So the power runs all the way down here past all the other machines, and then whatever's left over gets put in here to make the it into ores. So then I don't have any wasted power that way. And now we'll put down our, oh, before we do that, let's put the lens of the miner on there for you. Okay. So you can see it. And why do I have all the sand on me? We're going to place down our auto placer and our auto breaker. Auto breaker is going to go right here. And again, we're going to click that, put it in pulse mode. I'm going to leave the auto placer in the default, which is deactivation mode. And just let it place it to its heart's content, because it won't place if there's something already in its way. Then we're going to take and we're going to make the stone with our Igneous extruder. And it goes here. And then we're going to set it up to output out the back and take in water from that side. And we're going to set it to stone. And then we're going to place down our sink here, a fluid duct there, a servo there, and turn it on. So this thing's now full of water. We're going to take our 1 bucket of lava and put it in there. So this thing is now producing stone. It doesn't eat up the lava when it's making stone. If it was making obsidian, it'd eat both lava and water. For stone, it eats just water. For cobblestone, it eats neither, so you could use just 1 bucket of lava, 1 bucket of water. And it's putting it in here, and this can place it, and it's already placed one. Now, we are going to want to set up some circuitry here to give the pulses to the atomic reconstructor. And the way we're going to do it is we're just going to start off with an RF monitor. And we're going to click on the atomic reconstructor, and we're going to set it to when it's more than 30%. My math says I should be setting it about 22, but it seemed to work better at 30%. I didn't get cobble that way. So as you can see, this thing has 300,000 RF in there. It's going to eat about 61,000 to make each piece of ore. So at 30%, it's going to be going up to 90,000 before it tries to fire. Okay, I promised you a short little redstone circuitry primer here. All right, so most redstone works with an inverter. Let's run over there so then you can see when it's on and off. Okay, and if we take a torch, not a torch, a lever, and as we apply power on this side, it turns the power off on that side. See, this torch goes off, so this line is no longer lit. As we flick the switch here, it reverses it back again. That's what we call an inverter. Now, all of redstone is just how you put together these inverters. Whether it be an AND gate, an OR gate, a NOR gate, even memory circuits are all just how you put these things, these inverters together. So let's show you a very simple circuit, the one we're going to use in this. And that's going to be an AND gate. Now, if you were looking at it on the net, I hear a zombie. I don't see a zombie. Here he comes. Where the hell are they coming from? You can't get up, can you? Well, you're going to be a pain to kill if you're going to keep falling in the water like that. I think I'll just leave them for now if they can't get up. All right. And so we're going to throw a lever on here and a lever on there. Now, let's bring this out a little further. It's sort of hiding behind the torch. So if we flick this lever, it doesn't turn on over there. Flick this lever, it doesn't turn on over there. But if we do both of them, it turns on. So that's an AND gate. It can't be getting a signal from either side or this won't light up. So what is this wizardy? How does that work? Anything that lights up this block turns off that torch. Look at them coming at me. Let's go to sleep. See if we can get rid of them. I don't want to have to keep dealing with them. The bloody guys in the water aren't going to die right away. There's a lot of different ways that you could set this up. It doesn't have to be the way you see it in the description. Anything that affects this. Remember I said that? So let's say we did it like this, where we put a lever here and a lever here. Light it up, we turn it off over there. Light it up, we turn it off over there. So it could work like that. But that's not the only way it can work. It can work other ways too. Let's say we were to put our lever right on here. Then that can shut it off. And that's what we're going to use in our circuitry as an AND gate, so that we've got an on-off switch for the whole thing. I could go into a lot more detail on a lot of different types of circuits, but that's enough for just what we were using it for here. So I'm going to put a block there and a lever on it. Remember that configuration from over there? And we're going to put that up there and slap a torch on that side. And that's basically our on-off switch. Now, actually, just before we do that, as we can see, there's a signal coming out now because this thing is up at full capacity. But we're going to put a torch on the back. It gets turned out because it's getting a signal. So that's our first inverter right there. Then what connects to this, and it'll light up that. Now we can turn it off, turn it on with this thing. So we'll turn it off for just now. Next up, we're going to place down our sequencer. We'll turn so it's facing that way. So the torch is affecting this side, and that side's going to put out its thing. And I'm going to set it there and there. So it's twice in the series. And I've got a delay on once. I'm going to set this to loop. Loop the cycle when the redstone signal is present. That's what we're looking for. Now I've got it set as delay of 1, which is pretty quick. If you find it's eating too much power and you want it to happen half as often, change it to 2, or a third as often, you can change it to 3. Or you could just take out one of these. That would change it to 1. Sorry, half as much. Then we're going to put that there, that there. Then we're going to put in our repeater. And it's set to 1 tick right now. We're going to right-click it once. That sets it to 2 ticks. That's enough to make sure that it has time to change before it goes over. And we'll run a line up there to our auto breaker. So that looks like it's all set up now, actually. Click our switch on, and away it goes. Now this thing was full of power, so it's going to be full for a little bit. After it gets all the power out of this big long cable, it's going to slow down again. Now I'm going to actually turn it off for a sec, because this thing here is going to get full really, really fast. And we can't have that. So we're going to take and place down this stuff. I'll place my pulverizer right here, my powered furnace right there. Put one of these small crates there, one of the small crates there. Then I'll take some item decks, and I'll pull out of here. I don't want it connecting there. Up there. And we'll put that and ignore it. And everything should go in there from here. Yeah, that thing's slow. Maybe I would have been better off with the other types of pipes. Oh well. Doesn't really need speed here, so I guess it doesn't matter. Okay. I'll put one of those on here, one of those on there. Oh, have I configured these things at all yet? No, probably not. All right. So we wanted to output, actually that was right. We wanted to output to that side. We want the top to be the yellow, and we want in from the back for the rest of it. Okay. Oh, and auto output is enabled, so the everything that does an ingot's going to go over to, well, not ingots, powdered dust. It's going to go over there. And then this guy here is just going to send everything straight up there. Oh, and we're going to set you so that you can split. Okay, that looks like that's all set up. Let's turn this thing back on again. Oh, I know what we haven't done here. So we got to decide the ores that we're going to... Iron's going to be one of the ones that we want to process. Copper's another one we want to process. Not going to do the silver yet. Tin, you're good. Lead we'll process right away. Yellowite I'll leave till later. Okay, so this is some of the ones we want. We want iron, copper, lead, tin, and then we're going to show it as a white list. Ignore. stuff's going down there. Okay. So this is pulverizing it. The pulverized stuff is going in here. And our ingots are showing up there. And sometime I'll need to come along here and check some of the other things. Yeah, this one here, I might change this piping over to the same type as I use for the smeltery. Integrated Dynamics or whatever it was called. Now see, this is slowed down a little bit because this is running out of power each time. It's pulled all the power out of the cable here. But that's the basics. We've got it up and running. Well, I hope you learned something new from this. Hope you enjoyed it. Go out there and have some fun. Thanks.